Hello! Happy challenge day for my loves. So, I'm so excited, and also I kind of can't believe that we're already on day 4 of this 5-day challenge. Honestly, time is passing so quickly, and I'm having such a great time with this. I'm learning so much, and I hope you are as well. So, I just want to say I'm proud of you for doing this, and I want you to be proud of yourself for a moment because you're choosing yourself, you're choosing to work on yourself, and you're putting your well being and your happiness and your success first. So that's just amazing, and you deserve some credits for that. Now, I hope you're doing well with your homework. I just looked through what you posted so far, and I just want to say I'm so happy about it because, first of all, I'm so glad that you're doing the exercises and having your realizations with them, but also they inspire me so much. They are just such good realizations that you're coming up with, and I really had like multiple moments where I was like, why didn't I think of that myself, you know? So that's exactly why I'm so passionate about doing this homework thing and about you sharing it in the group, because there's so much to learn from these things, and I want you to know that it's all in you. It's already in you. You already have that knowledge, and that you know it deep inside. You know these things about yourself and about life. I see it as my job to make you remember, to make you connect to it, to make you, find your truth and live in it, because that's so empowering and it's so easy to forget at the same time. So that's what I'm here for, and I just love seeing what can come out of it. So thank you. Thank you for truly participating and doing this for all of us. Now, we're today gonna finally dive into those social situations that the whole challenge is kind of about. So what are these situations? Let me say, they're probably gonna be different for each of you. For some it might be presentations, for some it might be job interviews, for some it might be starting a new hobby, meeting a new group of friends, or moving to a whole new city. Whatever it is that involves people, often new people, they're going to be different for all of you. But there are probably a few things that these situations have in common, and it's probably going to be stuff like they leave you feeling so nervous, like your face getting red, your hands sweaty, you feel hot and cold at the same time, your voice might break, your heart is beating fast, but also they leave you overthinking, like your thoughts racing about what could go wrong, how you could embarrass yourself, how you could maybe mess up, what people are going to think. And they're all situations that you ultimately need and want to conquer confidently, well, to achieve your goals and get to where you want to be, and probably also become who you want to be. So, let me just tell you that I know what it's like to feel like this before and in these situations, because I actually come from a place of going completely crazy before, like having to hold a presentation or having to introduce myself. I would feel nervous. I would totally get red-faced. I would be talking so quietly and, just so worried and overthinking and out of my mind. So what I want you to have is to feel calm. And I want you to feel clear in your mind, and I want you to feel in charge of these situations instead of feeling like they have control over you. Because today, I feel so good in those situations most of the time, I can show up as myself, I can show what I have to offer. I often even, have fun with these situations at this point and can use them as opportunities. And that just feels so good, Obviously, there's always going to be things that are new for me as well, and that are going to make me feel nervous for a while. Like when I did my first live, like 2 weeks ago, I was feeling very nervous, but I was able to turn to my tools and to work on my mindset to feel much better and essentially crush it, even though my face turned red for like the whole entire life. But that was okay because it's all part of the process. So I reflected on what changed for me over the years, and I essentially came up with a bunch of things that I learned to do that helped me so much to feel calm in my body, clear in my mind, and in charge of those situations. Now, yesterday I encouraged you to take notes. I figured I could have done it on the first 2 days as well, but we're now doing that. So if you want to take notes, now is probably going to be a good time to do that. So you can look back to these things, get inspired by them, use them, whatever. I am a note person. I love to take notes, even if I never look at them again, but it just feels good to have it written down. Now, what I want to let you know about these tools and these mindset things that you're going to get is they need to make you feel safe and comfortable, because we can only feel confident when we're comfortable. So if you don't feel safe in a situation, if you don't feel comfortable, it's going to be so hard to step out there and slay, like how you're going to do that. So the point of what we're going to do now is you being able to make yourself feel comfortable and safe. And yes, you can do that. We have the power to do that. So let's start with mindset. Here's like 3 mindset things you can consider. It's just like my thoughts, and you can take them and do with them what works for you. But these are thought inputs that you can use to just improve your mindset so you can feel more confident in these situations. So number 1, this is a very powerful one, and I want you to give it a chance. So imagine your best case scenario. Usually, before such situations, we focus on like the worst case scenario. We focus on what could go possibly wrong, on how we could mess up, how it's going to be awkward, I don't know what. And these things create anxiety, obviously. Now, what we're going to do instead is we're going to focus on how we want it to be, how we can show up as our best self, how people could possibly react in a positive way. So, yes, quick reminder, it's probably quite useful to keep in mind that things can go wrong and that you can mess up, but that it's just like life. That is just life. But what you want to focus on is the best case scenario. It's how you want to feel, how you want to show up, how you want it to go. And that's the energy that you're going to bring into that situation. And I'm going to tell you, it's going to create excitement for you, because you're going to be like, oh, it could actually go like this and it would be freaking amazing. And I want that. So that's how I'm going to show up there. It's going to make you feel excited. And it's going to make you feel powerful. And one little thing that we're going to be talking about in tomorrow's last live training, excitement helps you create confidence. From a state of excitement, you are going to feel confident. So that's what we're going to do with this, is create excitement. Okay, mindset shift number 2. I want you to remember that everybody involved in a social situation is human. There might be animals involved, and that is just great. But most of them are going to be human. That means all of them can make mistakes. All of them will probably know what it's like to be nervous and also understand that. All of them probably have a family, All of them poop. Honestly, that's a funny thing to consider, because it makes it so much more human. All of them do have the ability to be kind. So that's also kind of what we want to focus on. We want to focus on their humanness. They're all like you in a way. So I want you to focus on connection and empathy for each other instead of feeling like it's you against them. I want you to focus on what you have in common and how you can relate. I think it's going to give you like a lot of relief and also be encouraging, just good to know. It's going to be exactly the thing that makes you feel more comfortable and more safe. Good. And mindset shift number 3 is to remember who the fuck you are. So I want you to think back to what we did on day 1, and I want you to really feel into those things that you learned or uncovered about yourself. So your skills, your qualifications, your dedication, your passion, your power. I want you to think back to that, feel into that, and that's what I want you to have with you when you step into that room, into that situation, in front of that camera, and that's what I want you to bring with you. The knowing, the feeling of who the fuck you are, because it's fucking powerful and amazing. And these things, combined, they're gonna help you so much, because first of all, you're stepping in there thinking of the best case scenario. You're excited and you're focused on how you want to show up. You remember, everyone's human, you all have things in common. You focus on connection and understanding each other rather than being opponents. And 3, you know who you are when you walk into that room, into that situation, and you bring that energy with you. So these are 3 powerful mindset shifts that I want you to consider, that I want you to process a little bit and try to use next time you are facing such a situation. I really hope they help. I think, 90% probably, it's just a random number, but such a big percentage of how life goes for us is how we think about life, it's our mindset. So this is always the first thing we can start to look into is our mindset. How do I think about this situation? How do I expect it to be? How do I want it to be? So yeah, and now we're going to go into the action tools that you can use. Honestly, they are simple but powerful. And these are especially designed, it's not like they're my invention, but these are things that I found that really help me feel safe and comfortable. And I'm going to just share them with you now. So number 1 is smile. It's very simple, but honestly, the power of a smile is so great. Now, who are you going to smile for? I want you to smile for yourself. Definitely, there's a good chance that you walking in there smiling is going to positively impact the people around you. It's probably going to make them feel more at ease and more trusting and open towards you. But even if that's not the case, I want you to smile for yourself, because even if you feel stressed and nervous and a little scared, if you smile, you're going to feel better. This is like a scientifically proven thing, I tried it before in like moments where I felt really bad. I smiled to myself, and it does make me feel better. It lifts your spirit. So smile to soothe and calm and comfort yourself and to bring that energy that you want to bring. Good. Tool number 2 is actually like to just bring a little thing, a little item, something that means something to you, something that maybe you got from a loved one, something that's connected to a specific memory, just an item that makes you feel safe, supported, guided, protected, warm, whatever. So maybe that's like a little piece of jewelry, a little crystal, a tiny stuffed animal, a tiny, folded letter, or whatever it may be. Take a little object that means something to you and that gives you that feeling of comfort and protection and support and safety, and keep it close to you. And if you can, hold it in your hand or keep it in your pocket, be close to it and let the energy of this little item impact you. If it means something to you, it's going to impact you. That's why we struggle so much to throw things away that we've kept for 10 years and never used, but they mean something to us. They have power over us. So use that to your advantage. And tool number 3 that I want to share with you is breathing. I know it's such a classic, but for good reason. Breath is one of the most powerful tools that we have as humans. Now, I want you to take deep, intentional, and mindful breaths. On the way to wherever you're going, right before the situation, in the situation, as often as you can, I want you to connect to your breath. So I mean deep breaths, like, not the surface level breathing that we do automatically. I want you to intentionally focus on your breathing. It's like, you're like, okay, I'm gonna take some deep breaths now. It's just consciously doing that. And you're gonna be with that breath. You're gonna focus on it and feel what it does to your body and what it's ultimately gonna do to your body and your mind is it's gonna calm you down, because deep breaths are slow and they're gonna slow everything down, like my voice and your thoughts. And because you're focusing on it consciously, it's going to help you get out of your mind, out of your thoughts, out of the overthinking, getting present. It's going to help you connect with yourself. When you focus on your breath, you're connecting with your body, you're connecting with your whole being, with your whole existence, essentially. And that is very empowering. I want you to try it for yourself to understand what I mean. But when you're really there with your breath, with your, with the essence of you being alive, of you being human, that is very empowering and very calming at the same time. So, a powerful breath creates a powerful feeling in your body and a powerful feeling in your mind. And one last thing that it does is it's going to help you feel in control, because you are consciously, intentionally taking control over your breathing, which is what keeps you alive, at least one part of what keeps you alive. And that means you're also gaining a sense of control over what you do, what you put out. You cannot control the situation that you're in entirely, but you can control how you show up to it, how you feel in it, how you act in it. So your deep, intentional, slow breathing is going to give you that energy of calm, of control, of confidence, of everything's okay, You need to do it for yourself to feel all of this. And I really want you to try, because it's such a simple thing. It's such a simple and basic thing, but it's so powerful. So powerful. And I've been working with breath for a long time, and I will continue to work with breath in the future. With whatever I do, I will use breath as a tool, because it's so freaking powerful, and it's just one of the most basic human things, or not even just human, the most basic life things out there. So use it. Now, those are my 3 tools that I wanted to share. I just wanted to let you know that there are a lot more, but I'm not going to share them all today in this context. But I definitely intend to, or I already am, or have created things for you that we can work on together in the future that are going to include all of these things and a lot more, because all of this, it's so much to share and so much to do. It's going to take time. All of this is going to take practice. It's not going to work perfectly well the first time you try. All of these things are like a process, and everything is connected. Just like the things that we worked on in the first 3 days are the base for these tools to work and for what we're going to go through tomorrow to work really well on you. So all of this is a long journey, and we're just covering a tiny little bit of it in these 5 days. But there's so much more to do and so much deeper work to do. But I'm just excited to be able to share these things right now, because even that can make such a big difference. So yeah, that already brings us to today's homework. So I gave you the 3 mindset shifts and the 3 tools. Now I want you to turn to your workbook. I actually forgot yesterday to mention to write down your transformed beliefs in your workbook. In your workbook, section 1, it's the PDF file that you got from me. So fill out part 1 with the affirmations. And for today, write down your mindset shifts and your tools in the workbook, section number 2, SOS Tools for social sits. So those are the ones that I gave you. And for the rest of your homework, I want you to think of your own things. So now I gave you some inspiration. I gave you something to, use as orientation of what these things could possibly be for you. Maybe you also come up with other perspectives, other thoughts that help you feel more calm and more comfortable and more safe. But I really want you to think of more of these tools, like practices, exercises, items. Well, it's probably going to be exercises, practices, and items. But there's so much more than what I just told you. So I want you to get creative. I want you to simply focus on what gives me a feeling of comfort. What gives me a feeling of safety, of I'm okay here, Maybe it's like bringing a hot cup of tea. Maybe it's having a phone call with your best friend before you go in there. Maybe it's having a dance, whatever comes to your mind that makes you feel good and safe and comfortable and maybe in control, Maybe you have to practice your whole speech before you do it 25 times. If that makes you feel comfortable and safe and confident, write that down and create your collection of tools. So I want you to write it down in your workbook, everything that comes to your mind. This is your thing. Get creative. There's no right or wrong. I want you to do what works for you. And then I want you to go to the Facebook group and share your top 3 to 5 tools that you came up with and just post them in the homework post that I'm going to upload later. So your top 3 to 5 tools that you came up with, like besides the ones that I gave you. So sit down, think about it. What makes me feel safe? What makes me feel comfortable? What makes me feel hyped up? And make your collection. Write down everything that comes to mind. The more you have, the more you can turn to. And that's going to be, part 3 essentially of what you are going to do is you're going to create this collection, and then I want you to come back to it. I want you to keep it close to you. Maybe on your phone as a PDF, or maybe you print it out, or maybe you write it down in a little notebook that you keep with you. But I want you to have it with you and turn to it whenever you need it. Same as with the affirmations. I want you to have this with you and turn to it when you feel nervous or anxious, or when you just need your boost in confidence, when you need that boost of safety, when you know your mindset is going, like when you know your thoughts are going crazy and you need to change your mindset. I want you to turn to this. Turn to this workbook. Turn to these things that you found for yourself. You are finding them for a reason, because they mean something for you and because they're going to impact you. So I don't want you to just write this down and then never look at it again. I want you to come back to them and use them. That's what they're for. That's why this is an action day. Now, you're going to do that. I cannot wait to see your tools in the Facebook group, because I know that you're going to come up with amazing things. So please, please, please share them. It's going to be so cool. And whenever you come up with something new, add it to your list, because once you get into the habit of using these things, you're probably going to become aware of new ones as you continue to go through your life. So whenever you have a new idea, add it to your list and keep using them. Now, that's it for today. Tomorrow, our last day of the challenge, we're going to dive into confidence boosters. So we're going to do a similar thing to what we did today, but we're going to look into how you can really feel powerful, badass, slaying, encouraged, just confident AF and hyped and excited. So I'm really looking forward to that. I can't wait for your homework. And yeah, as always, if you have questions, drop them here. Drop them with the homework post. Message me privately. Send me an email. Any way you want, I will respond to you. I will support you as best as I can. And just one more encouraging reminder to share in the group, because it's so inspiring for all of us. It's going to help you, to repeat that and, get maybe feedback on it. It's going to help you really let these things settle into your mind, into your body. It's going to keep you accountable. So that's it for today. Thank you for being here. I hope you enjoyed this training today. And I'll see you tomorrow. And I'll see you in the Facebook group. Much love.